Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka The D from the Simply Incredible podcast, and today I've got a little weekend haul. This is the first time I've heard of it, but apparently, I guess every year, I don't know for how long, they have a 100-mile yard sale here in Virginia. I went up and was looking for comics, sports cards, other collectibles. Didn't find any comics. Well, I found one guy that had some comics. The road I went down, I probably drove about 15, 20 miles, and there was quite a few people set up along the side of the road. There you go. Well, not literally on the side of the road, but in yards, at churches, and different places. So I picked up a few things, but no cards, no toys, no comics, but I found some cool stuff. We're going to start off with this. I thought this was cool. It's beat up, and sadly I don't have a Viewmaster. But I thought this was cool. From, I think, somewhere in the 70s. A Superman talking Viewmaster. The reels. And it had, there you go. You can see it's got the discs in it. It's 3 discs actually that's in it. I just thought this was really cool. I think this was somewhere in the 70s, 1970s. I thought there was a year on here, some 1973. So I thought, yeah, I'll pick that up. It was on the cheap, so yeah. This guy had a few of the old Viewmasters. And again, I'm not Viewmasters, but the old storybooks that had records with it. Unfortunately, this one did not have the record, and it's all beat up. He actually threw this one in. I mean, you see it's got some tears on the front. I think this one actually had a cassette with it instead of... yeah, this one I think had a cassette instead of an old record. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll pick that up. And there's the back of it. There, Masters of the Universe. You can see the inside. What these were meant to do is to help teach kids to read. So I thought, yeah, I'll pick that up. That's pretty cool. This is what... and actually, these right here, this and the next two, were actually throw-ins with the the Viewmaster, and the next two things, well, the other two things I got. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, anyway, He-Man. Next, again, this one did not have the cassette with it either. I just thought it was cool, and I've always loved the movie. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and you got a young Drew Barrymore on the cover with E.T. There you go. As you can see, it was supposed to have a cassette, but he said didn't have the cassette, which, that's all right. And there you go. There's the inside. You can see this also had a little water damage. But, yeah, I thought it was really, really cool. Really cool pickup. And the last one of these, Star Wars. This I actually had when I was a kid. When I saw this was actually the first thing I saw at his table. I was like, oh, that is awesome. So I picked it up. The Star Wars, this one had a record with it. So that's pretty cool. And the record is still with it. I don't have a record player. But I remember as a kid with this, there you go. That to me is awesome. I'm so glad I picked this one up. Like I say, this was the actual one that made me kind of go, hey, let's see what else is at this table. Again, it has a little water damage on it, but that's all right. I don't mind. I think this has a year on it. Because I don't know if this actually came out in the late 70s or if this came out in the early 80s. 1979 this came out. 1979. There we go. Even though it has water damage, I think it's awesome. I hope the record works, but again, I don't have a record player, so It looks like it. The record looks like it's in perfect condition, so I think it's going to work. There you go. And the scene that always makes me sad because Chewie did not get his medal that day. All right, and the two things that I thought was really next level cool. Again, the same table. Out of all the ones I went to, I bought stuff at one table at the whole thing. Again, I stopped at probably 15 little yard sales that day. It was Saturday. Let's go with this one right here first. I'm probably going to give this one away to someone that really loves this. We had the Muppets Pigs in Space, the lunchbox. There we go. And turn it around. The Muppets Pigs in Space. Growing up as a kid, the Muppets were awesome. This was probably in the 70s, 1977. So, yeah, this stuff was great growing up as a kid. And open up. And this one actually has the thermos with it. So that is a huge bonus. I find lunchboxes a lot, but with the thermos, you just don't see a lot. He also had, with thermos, Fraggle Rock, but the handle was broken on it. And one I thought about getting was strawberry shortcake. The reason I thought about getting that, I'm the short guy in school when I was a kid, and at some point they started calling me strawberry shortcake. Thought it's kind of cruel, it's kind of hurtful, but I made it all right. But anyway, I thought that was really, really awesome. There you go. I think that is awesome. And the last thing I picked up, this I saw. My good friend that's been on the podcast many times, Billy, he's a huge fan of war comics and stuff like that. And I saw this and I was like, man, that is awesome. I bet he would love to have something like that. But I got it. A Lunchbox Battle Kit. This is from 1967. I think it's somewhere in the, I think that's about when it was. 1965. 1965. And got that metal. The other one is too, but it's definitely got, has seen its battle days. It's got a little rust on it. It's got dirt on it. But I saw this. I was like, oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Unfortunately, it did not have the thermos with it, which I'm sure that would be a lot more than I paid for everything combined. I think one of my friends said he saw one on eBay for $60-some. And I was like, yeah, that's more than I paid for everything. That's quite a bit more than I paid for everything. But again, I was hoping to find some comics, some cards, action figures, all those good collectibles. But unfortunately, didn't find anything, which really surprised me. Because again, it was, what, 20? I think about 20 or 25 places I stopped at on this about 15, 20 miles. And the one place was a church. It had a ton of people there. And again, nothing. Well, technically not true. The one guy did have some comic books, but they were kind of thrown in a big brown box. There's a few of them that had bags with them, and you could tell where it was cold in the morning, started warming up. It had a little condensation inside the bags on the few that did have bags. So yeah, they were not good. And not only that, they were some of those 1990s comics that the ones that just weren't any good. So even if they had been mint condition, they wouldn't have been worth anything. But still, as far as action figures go, I saw one person that had a few Lucy's. They had a bunch of Lucy's. I say Lucy's, loose figures. A lot of us call them Lucy's. But they were all wrestling ones, and they were all beat up, scuffed up. So I passed on those. It wasn't any of the LJNs. Was it? I'm trying to remember if some of them were or not. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think they were. Wow, they might have been. I should have looked at those more now that I'm thinking about it. Doggone it. But anyway, they were all loosies. None of them in boxes. They did have one two action figures. These are old McFarlane's. Old McFarlane had a toy. It had for the people that are a little older like me, they remember a movie called Strange Brew with the McKenzie brothers, Bob and Doug McKenzie, and this guy had both figures. But the one played by Rick Moranis had been kind of chewed up by a dog. The packaging was all mangled and nasty. The other one was all dirty and yellowing, so I passed on it. But I thought that was pretty cool. Um, see, the same guy actually had. Okay, again, I'm aging myself here. From the 1970s, there was a football game. You had these little plastic figures. Some of them shaped like defensive guys, and one's like a quarterback with like his arm raised, like running back and stuff like that. And you put them on this, I guess, tin or aluminum like football field, and you start it up, and the football field just kind of shakes. It's, and the figure just kind of slowly move. Most of the time, they'll just kind of slowly go in circles, and you basically you would say like this person has the ball, or this figure has the ball, and he keeps going until one of the defensive guys touches him. That's how the game went back in the day, and it was a terrible game. It was terrible. But pretty much everybody I knew had one of those. But he had two of them still in the original boxes, which blew my mind. Because again, that was probably in the 70s, maybe. That thing might have actually been in the late 60s. I almost wanted to buy one just to say, look at this, still in the original box. I didn't ask how much it was because I'm guessing it was more than I would be willing to pay for it. But anyway, enough rambling because that's what I do. Anything else? No, nothing else. But I'm still looking for some baseball cards at like Walmart or somewhere, comic books. I can't find much of anything right now. It's like everything is dried up at Walmart. Yeah, no LCS where I'm at. So it kind of stinks. So anyway, hoping I can find more stuff, but that's all I got. You guys have an incredible day.